this is what we're doing today. This bold, intense blue smoky eye. This is such a stunning look. Yes, it does require a little bit of patience because there's a lot of blending, but I think you'll agree it's definitely worth it. If you want to see how I created this look, just keep on watching. All right, this is my starting point. I have foundation on. I already filled in my eyebrows. I have my ABH primer on my lids and also a layer of loose powder under the eyes to catch the fallout. The first thing I'm going to do is to put a drop of Duralene here onto my black liner because I'm going to put it along the lash line. Remember that we're going all out in terms of intensity. Since this look is going to be very smoky, I want to make sure that I have a really dark lash line. That's why I'm putting on this eyeliner. If you have a gel eyeliner, you can use that. If you have a black eyeshadow stick, you can also use that. The point is for us to have a black base underneath here, and every shadow we put on top is gonna pop even more. So you don't have to be very exact. It can look sloppy, it doesn't matter. As it starts drying, you might see that there's some translucency because maybe you went over it several times with the brush. So just go ahead and put on a second layer. That's what I'm doing on this side. So now both sides are nice and black. Now I'm gonna take a smudging brush. This is a Refer 12, and I want to go over the edges just in like circle motions to blend out, just to soften that edge. This is about how much I want to blend it. So here's a before and the after. And it's okay if it's looking a little bit patchy because we're gonna be putting an eyeshadow on top. Let me show you the star of the show. The blue that I'm gonna use, it's from the Danessa Myricks Lightwork 4 palette, the one that she released last year. We're gonna be using Trance. This is a peacock blue. This is what Trance looks like. Don't feel like you have to have this exact same shade of blue. You could even use a matte blue or more of a navy blue. I like this one because I like the metallic finish. I'm just in the mood for this kind of blue. I think it's really gorgeous. But again, whichever blue you want to go with, it's totally fine. I mean, look at it on the finger. Wow. And with a flat brush, this is one by Makeup by Mario, it's an E4 brush. I'm gonna start packing this blue right over the black. And I'm keeping a rounded shape. So go ahead and pack this blue over that black. And I'm bringing it up a little bit. We are going to get a clean brush next and just go over the edges to soften them. But first I want to make sure that the blue is nice and intense. Actually, I'm not gonna grab a clean brush next. I'm just gonna take my same brush and I'm gonna swipe it here on the Sigma switch. And that does a really great job of cleaning up your brush. You see how there's no blue left on the brush? Okay, so time to soften the edges. Here's what things look like so far. I feel like adding another shade of blue on top of it, meaning above it. So let me swatch Trance again. So I want to see them side by side. So this is what we have on the lid right now. And then I'm thinking of taking the Sorcery palette from Lisa Eldridge and taking this blue, which is Swan Song. Let me see what it looks like next to this. I kind of like this pairing because I want to use a shade that is not as shimmery, that is more matte, to darken things up along the crease. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm taking Swan Song on a Sigma Exact Blend E32. And I want to place it right here. I'm stamping it along the socket of my eye. It's gonna look patchy at times, but you just gotta keep going, keep blending, and it will come out looking amazing at the end. Now I'm doing the same thing on the other eye, working the shade along the crease. Next step is to go back to Trance and pack it on the lid just like we did the first time around, because I think that I over blended in some areas, and since I want them nice and saturated in pigment, we're just gonna go over them again. Yep, and I think that made a big difference. Here's the before and the after. All right, now doing the same thing on the other side, packing on this blue shade over the lid, just touching it up. All right, let's start working on the lower lash line. The first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back to my Inglot eyeliner. I'm gonna take this little smudger brush from Sigma. It's a E21 smudge brush, and I'm gonna get it on the waterline. Then I'm gonna wipe it off on my rag here. And now I'm going to smudge it. And I'm doing the same thing on the other eye, just putting this black liner on the waterline, wiping the brush off and smudging. And I'm continuing to smudge the liner, and here's where I start paying attention to the shape right here. I want both the upper and the lower lash lines to connect. I want the color to be wrapped around the eye. So I am taking the liner and smudging it up into the other blue shade we have going up. We have going on up there. And now I'm gonna do the same thing here on the other side. You see how there's a bare gap right here? I'm just gonna smudge, drag the liner up, and make sure to cover that gap and to connect to the blue eyeshadow that's above. All right, just like that. Okay, I love how this is looking. Now what we need to do is soften all of the edges all around the eye. For that, I'm gonna go with this kind of like bone shade. I'm even gonna mix it with some white, and this is a Patrick Ta Major Dimension 3 palette, and I am gonna use that to just soften all of the edges, giving it a nice blend. And I'm continuing to use these light colors to blend, especially the lower lash line here. I'm not liking, the line is looking pretty harsh, so I'm working on smoking it out. And little by little, gotta be really patient. Okay, now my bare upper waterline is staring at me, so I'm gonna take my black eyeliner. This is the Urban Decay Glide On pencil in the shade 0. It's just a black liner. I always poke my eye. Whoa, you see the difference? With black eyeliner and without. And I'm bringing the eyeliner all the way in, just tucking it into the inner corner, because we have to. This look is so intense. You gotta have the black, the most depth here along the lash line. All right. Now for the inner corner, we can't be shy. There's nothing shy about this look. So I am thinking of this shade Angels. Yep, something super bright. This is perfect. With my Sigma E30 brush, I'm gonna take some of that Angels, just tapping it off here, just to minimize the fallout. All right, yes, I'm positioned, here we go. Whoa. Oh, that might have been too much. So I'm switching here to the other eye. I'm bringing it here into the inner corner a little. And I'm just gonna wipe off my brush on my rag and just run it over that area again, because I find it, is it too much? Let me just give it a little blend there. And now I'm gonna take that same shade Angels and I'm gonna put it on the brow bone. Yeah, like that. Now I'm taking my Charlotte Tilbury powder and sculpt brush just to swipe off that loose powder that I had put under the eyes to catch the fallout. It worked great, except for the fallout on my nose I was not counting on. Okay, I'm just gonna let it be for now. This look is gonna need some lashes, so I am going to look through the lashes that I have. I don't feel like putting on these individual clusters. I want a strip lash. Yeah, this is one of my favorites, Whimsical Sigma, but I want to save that for another occasion. More clusters. What's this? Sassy. Oh, this looks like I've worn it several times. Maybe I should throw that away. I don't know, but this is not standing out to me. Ooh, what's this? Sigma Bedroom Eyes. That looks interesting. Okay, so this is a contender. What's happening here? I saved the packaging because I just like to save containers sometimes just in case. And I'm sure that this one will come in handy in the future when I have a pair of lashes that don't have a home. These I bought because Scott Barnes, I forget in which video he said that he used these lashes on J-Lo, the time that she re-wore her famous green Versace dress 20 years later at a Versace fashion show. I am thinking maybe these. Yeah, I think we're gonna give these a shot. My only concern with these lashes is that I hope that they don't hide the blue on the lid that we have going on. I don't know if they're just too thick. And I'm using the green duo eyelash glue. Okay, they're kind of half on just to see how they look. I don't know, I think they're too long. Yeah, I think they're way too long. I decided to go with these lashes from House of Lashes Iconic Mini. These I know well and I love them, especially for full glam looks. I like that they're thick and black and they don't get lost on bold looks. Okay, now I'm very excited. Finishing touches. Let's go on to bronzer. I'm gonna use my bronzer from Huda and my brush from Sigma. This is the F44 brush to bronze up the face. I'm just putting it on around the perimeter of the face. Now for blush, I think a peachy pink tone is gonna look really good. So I'm going with this one from RMS in the shade Bohemian Girl. And this is a Real Techniques brush number 407. I'm taking it up to the temple. Yes, I love this color paired with the blue eyes. The color of the blush is vibrant. I feel that it doesn't compete with the blue. It pairs with it very nicely. Now for the lips, I'm using Deep Taupe from Anastasia. And I'm seeing little blue specks of the eyeshadow all the way down my nose and even my upper lip. So if you're gonna do this, I highly recommend you do eyes first, base later. And for lipstick, I'm going with Hustler from Huda Beauty. A tiny bit of Rare Beauty highlighter. A little highlight down the nose. Okay, this look is incredible, if I may say so myself. Just adding a little jewelry here. Okay, there we go. Wow, I love this blue. What do you think? So intense. So perfect for holiday parties, just nights out. I mean, this is, wow, I'm speechless. I have no words. This palette really came through. Wow, this blue is so incredible. And also the shade of the blush and the lips, I think everything's working really nicely together. Wow, I'm so proud of myself. Pat in the back. The palette is no longer available for sale, but if you go to Ulta, I'm thinking of the ColourPop Super Shock shades. I'm sure that you can find one in this peacock blue. So for those, I'd go to Ulta or swing by the drugstore and just look for this shade of blue. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. If you're thinking of recreating this look, or maybe if you just liked it, well, give me a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. And subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.